That's true.
Yeah. Oh.
There's a chair right there. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's too much here.
Okay, welcome everybody. We're so happy that so many folks have come to join us and see the kids' production. They've worked really hard. They memorize their lines in no time at all. That's always our biggest fear. Like, well, it's their fear too when we read through it and they think, I will never be able to memorize all these lines. They did it in record time of all the classes that we've done this, and they've really been ready for a while. Then, of course, we had the snow day, so that delayed things even more. So this goes back to ancient Egypt, which was been a while since we studied. We've actually gone through all of Greece, and now we're into Rome. So that is why this is called an Ancient Civilizations Night. Mrs. Skinner's plays will be a little later in history. But ours is an Ancient Egypt play that we put together years back. And the kids have worked really hard. They've done a wonderful job, and I'm so pleased that so many of you could come and watch them. We will do it again so that the rest of the group can see, and Mrs. Skinner does have 2 short plays in her room that you're welcome to go and watch after you leave here, and then their projects are on display out in the hall, so you can take a look at those. Anything else? I'm Mrs. Hernandez, Mrs. Hoffman, in case you don't know who we are.
So remember that we're doing the play twice. Okay, we're gonna do it twice.
Yeah, so don't leave.
Yeah.
Don't leave us here, because then we'd have to do the parts, and we don't want to do that. Okay?
And it's a short play, but the kids had a really fun time.
Is everybody ready? Okay. Yeah, done.
Death and Afterlife on the Nile, or The Legend of Isis and Osiris, Act 1. A long, long time ago, it is said, Egypt was ruled by a powerful family of gods, and one such god was King Osiris, whom the people loved dearly. Because he was wise and just and taught them many things, like how to farm along the banks of the Nile. Osiris, in turn, dearly loved his wife Isis, who was also wise and kind and devoted to her husband. Now Osiris had a brother, Seth, who hated the fact that his brother had been made king rather than himself. Seth kept his jealousy to himself, though, meanwhile plotting the perfect way to get rid of his brother. Little did anyone know what Seth really had planned when he invited Osiris and a crowd of other guests to his mansion for a party one night. That night, Seth's guests ate, drank, sang, and danced to their heart's content. You said I have to put on a good party, Seth. Why, thank you. Then Seth announced tonight's main entertainment. Tonight, we're going to see who gets to take home this custom-made, handcrafted ebony and ivory chest. Ooh, ah! But the rule is, whoever gets to keep it must be able to sleep in it perfectly. What a great unit that. People pushed forward to see if they could fit. I'll bet I can fit. Oops, too short.
That looks like my size. Ooh, I'm stuck. Can someone pull me out?
Guest after guest piled in and then out, but no one had just the right film for the beautiful box. Finally, only Osiris remained to try his fit.
King Osiris, King Osiris, King Osiris.
Well, I guess I should give it a try. Isis would love this.
Little did the king know that Seth had secretly making his measurements and made the box
It fits.
just for him.
At last, the time has come for me to rule. Take that chest, or should I say coffin, ha ha ha, and throw it in the Nile.
That's not it,
Act 2.
When Isis, who happened to be out of town the night of the party, heard the horrible thing that Seth had done, she poured all of her grief into the task of finding her husband's coffin. She had to move secretly, though, because King Seth had issued orders to have her arrested. She traveled up and down the Nile, asking everyone she met whether they had seen Osiris's coffin.
Excuse me, have you seen a black and white box float by in the last few days? No, ma'am, I couldn't understand. I'm sorry. Pardon me, but have you seen a black and white box in the river recently?
No, sorry.
At last, some children gave her the tip she needed, and after a long search, she found the coffin out in the great sea along a distant shore. The sorrowful queen had it carried back to Egypt. But no sooner had she arrived home, she went into labor to deliver her first child, a son whom she named Horus. We've got to stop here. Quick, put these beads over Osiris so no one can see him. Isis hid Osiris's coffin in the marshes of the Nile before leaving it, but as fate would have it, Seth just happened to go hunting in that very spot that night. Ah, what's this? You've got to be kidding. Isis, you're going to have to look a lot harder for your beloved husband this time. 14 times harder, in fact.
Act 3.
Once more, a grief-stricken Isis combed the banks of the Nile, hardly resting until she recovered all the parts of her husband's body. Only after she completed this gruesome task did she let out all the tears she had bottled up inside her.
Oh God in heaven, why has Osiris had to suffer like this? Will he never live or breathe again? Will he ever get to see his son Horus?
Re, the great god of creation, took pity on her.
For Isis, I'll send Anubis down to comfort her. Anubis, who was given special powers, helped Isis piece Osiris's body back together. Before wrapping Osiris's body up in bandages, he treated it with special ingredients to preserve it forever. With that, Egypt's first mummy was born.
With Re's help, Isis turned herself into a great bird and used her huge wings to flap the breath of life back into Osiris.
To Isis's sorrow, though, Osiris could not rejoin her in the land of the living. Instead, he was made king of the land where you go after die, the afterlife. There it is said he continues to welcome everyone who has gotten Anubis' help in preparing properly to live after death. What of Isis? To her great joy, the beloved queen of Egypt watched her son Horus defeat the evil Seth in battle and take his father's place on Egypt's throne. While Horus ruled wisely and well, many Egyptians continued to count on Isis for protection against all of life's dangers. The end.